My name is Michelangelo Merisi da Caravaggio. I was born in Milan in 1571, and my great passion is painting. My works are distinguished by their dramatic use of light and shadow and their intense realism. I became famous for paintings of religious themes, which often depicted intensely emotional and violent scenes. In 1600, Tiberio Cerasi, the general treasurer of Pope Clement VIII, commissioned me to create two paintings for his chapel in the church of Santa Maria del Popolo. One, depicting the conversion of the Apostle Paul from persecutor of Christianity to the greatest preacher of the gospel, and the other depicting the crucifixion of the Apostle Peter. Santa Maria del Popolo was located at the northernmost end of Rome and was one of the main pilgrimage churches. The paintings commissioned by my wealthy treasurer were intended exclusively for poor pilgrims, with the aim of cultivating in them a sense of resemblance with the equally poor early followers of Christ. I was the most suitable choice of painter for such paintings, as I was known for the emphasis I placed in my works on poverty and the common human nature of Christ and his followers, the apostles, saints, and martyrs. The first painting I did shows the Apostle Paul half naked, having fallen from his horse, trying to shield his eyes that just saw the divine light. An angel comes from the upper right part of the painting, stretching out his hands to help him, while another angel tries to restrain him. In the center of the painting is Saul's horse, as we should call the Apostle Paul at that time, frightened by the divine light and trying to flee. Saul's sparse clothing corresponds to military attire. In this way, I wanted to symbolize that Saul was a persecutor of Christians and an enemy of Christianity. I depict him as having lost part of his clothing, symbolizing his conversion from an enemy of Christ to his apostle. My client, Tiberio Cerasi, did not agree with this depiction of the conversion, so I created a second version of the painting. In this version, the depiction is more focused on Saul lying on the ground. He is again depicted as a soldier, and we can clearly see his helmet and his sword lying next to him. Let us not forget that the sword became a symbol of the Apostle Paul, symbolizing his death by the sword. Observe Saul's face. We usually see him depicted with a beard, but here he is Saul. He has not yet become a Christian. His conversion to the Apostle Paul has not been completed. He is still a Roman citizen, and Romans used to shave their faces. The main protagonist of the painting is light. You can see that there is a strange light whose source is not specified. A light that illuminates Paul. From the shadows on his outstretched hands, we can see that this light comes from above. Paul is in a state of religious ecstasy and is the only one who sees it, the only one who is focused on it. Note that neither the horse nor the man holding it seem to be illuminated by this light or aware of its existence. Obviously, this is the way I chose to depict the divine light that caused Saul's conversion to Paul. After this, Paul was blind for 3 days. The number 3 has a special symbolism. Jonah stayed 3 days in the belly of the whale, and of course Jesus Christ himself stayed 3 days in Hades. After 3 days had passed, Ananias, on the Lord's command, met Paul, and with his grace restored his sight. The two paintings I created on commission for Tiberio Cerasi were placed on either side of his chapel in Santa Maria del Popolo. The pilgrims would see my works without being able to enter the chapel. For this reason, they were designed with a perspective that takes into account the position from which pilgrims would view them.